Imagine for a moment that the world around you is just one part of a much bigger reality, a complex web of systems that shape our beliefs, our desires, and even how we see ourselves. The system we were raised in is powerful. It dictates what's important, what we should seek, and often makes us believe we're never enough. One of the deepest consequences of this is that constant feeling of emptiness, a gap that always seems to need filling. Then comes the big question: how do we fill that emptiness? How do we get rid of this endless need that never seems to go away? The answer isn't found in more stuff, more money, or more status. The answer lies in mental direction, in the state of mind. The change you're looking for isn't in the outside world, but in the way you look at it. That's where everything begins. If you look at the world only through the filter of the system you were raised in, you become part of it. And that's limiting, because the system is just one among countless others in this world. Expanding your mind is the first step. Observing other ways of living, opening yourself up to different perspectives. When you do that, something extraordinary happens. You realize there's life beyond good grades, beyond job promotions, beyond the endless race to accumulate more. There's something more meaningful, more essential: the freedom to exist without constantly carrying the weight of meeting the system's expectations. The problem is that we were taught to believe we can fill that emptiness by accumulating more. At first, it's money. We work to earn our first paycheck, and for a moment that feels satisfying. But we quickly realize it's not enough. So we want more. First, it's a simple car, then a better car. One day, maybe a Porsche. But it doesn't stop there. After the Porsche, maybe a second car, or something else. And with each achievement, the emptiness returns. This dynamic isn't limited to material things. Think about technology. At first, a simple cell phone was enough. Now we swap smartphones all the time, upgrading more and more often. But it still feels like we're never satisfied. That happens because we're trying to fill the void with things that can't fill it. In ancient teachings, this approach is seen as a fundamental mistake. It's what happens when we don't see things as they really are. Picture an endless cycle. You want something, you work to get it, you achieve it, and in the next instant, a new desire pops up. The ladder has no end, and the system around us fuels this. It pushes us to be faster, stronger, more attractive, more successful, always more. But now stop. Look at the world as it is. It's 1 p.m. in the UK. Look outside. The sun is shining. In 7 hours, the sun will be gone. Daylight will vanish, giving way to night. This cycle has happened every day since we were born. Sun and moon, light and darkness, day and night. In the same way, we breathe. 50% of the time, we inhale. 50% we exhale. Our heart beats in a rhythm of exchange. It pulls blood in, then pumps it out. Everything in life is a balance between opposites. Yet we live in a world that teaches us to go after only one side of that equation: success. We run from failure, rejecting the idea that it too is part of life. We start believing the only path is upward, always climbing. But the world isn't just about going up. It's about exchange, movement, acceptance of what is. Understanding that changes everything. It's not about having more or being more. It's about giving and receiving, relaxing and acting, inhaling and exhaling. It's about constantly exchanging with the world around you. Because where there's exchange, there's change. And where there's change, there's life. The emptiness you feel can't be filled with external things, because it isn't external. It's inside. And to fill it, you need to stop looking outward and start looking within. Start examining your thoughts, your desires, your reactions. Why do you want what you want? Why do you believe you need more to be happy? These questions are the key to breaking the cycle. In Zen philosophy, there's a concept called Wu Wei, which can be translated as effortless action. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means being in harmony with the natural flow of life. Think of a river. It doesn't fight against the rocks in its path. It flows around them. It accepts what is and finds its way naturally. Living in line with Wu Wei is like becoming that river, accepting that there are ups and downs, light and darkness, success and failure, and understanding that all of this is part of the human experience. The beauty of this is that when you stop fighting the flow, you find peace. When you accept failure as much as you celebrate success, you free yourself from fear. When you stop chasing more and more, you realize you already have enough. And that's the real secret to filling the void, understanding that it was never truly there. It was just an illusion created by the system, fueled by the belief that you're not enough. Look at the natural world. Everything around you is an example of harmony. The sun doesn't try to be the moon. Trees don't try to run faster. Nature simply is. And by being, it fulfills its purpose. In the same way, you don't need to be more than you already are. You're already part of this greater balance. You just forgot about it. Practice gratitude, not as an obligation, but as a reminder. Every day, take a moment to acknowledge something you're grateful for. It can be something small, the warmth of the sun, the sound of birds, or just the simple fact of being alive. When you do this, you reconnect with the present moment. And it's in the present that life happens. Meditate. Meditation isn't just sitting in silence. It's a tool to observe your thoughts without judgment. It's a space where you can begin to see beyond the system, beyond the beliefs that were imposed on you. Meditating is like cleaning a foggy mirror. Little by little, you start to see your true reflection. Finally, remember that life isn't a race. There's no finish line, no trophy waiting for you at the end. Life is a process, a constant flow. And you're a part of this flow. When you accept that, when you stop fighting against it, you discover something amazing. The peace you've always sought was never outside. It was always within you. So the question isn't how to fill the void. It's how to remember that it never existed. The journey we've just explored reminds us of something essential. The peace we desperately seek isn't found at a finish line, but in the path we choose to walk. Each moment is an opportunity to live in harmony with life's flow. By accepting the natural balance of ups and downs, gains and losses, you rediscover a powerful truth. You are already whole. You already have everything you need to find fulfillment. Now is the time to act. If this message resonated with you, don't let it get lost in the noise of daily life. Like this video, so more people can benefit from this reflection. Share it with someone who needs to hear it today, a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who's searching for something bigger. And of course, subscribe to the channel so we can keep exploring these transformative ideas together. Your participation not only strengthens this community, but also helps us spread messages that can change lives. Remember, every small action matters. Thank you for being here and for being part of this journey.